Hello, this is Greg Allison Green Grays. I want to show you my aquaponics system that's outdoors, my oldest one, and tomatoes that have survived a couple of frosts and a good hard freeze outdoors. Now this is something of a microclimate here next to my house, and I've got an aquaponics system here. You can see the goldfish in here. I think because they're seeming I'm going to feed them, so they're already finding to eat here. I'll have to give them something a little bit. But this is not really the proper way to grow an aquaponics system, but it's worked. This has been the oldest running aquaponics system in Alabama, north of the Tennessee River at least. I have been running this system since 2008. So this system is now 14 years old. You've seen my first video on this channel was on aquaponics in my aquaponics greenhouse, which is somewhere back there, across through the woods. Okay, these tomatoes have survived a frost and a hard freeze, and they will survive for a while. You can see some of the leaves got a little nip, but this should survive. It might even survive as late as December. Even I've had some of these make it all the way up almost to Christmas. But the cool thing is they're still out here making tomatoes. Now these vines here probably would have been a lot bigger, but they had been, I planned to put them in the back where I cleared out my skid steer. I was going to set them out there, and somebody decided, one of my tree service guys, that my soil there looked a little too loose, and he ran over back and forth with his equipment. He's trying to do me a favor, and it packed it down, so maybe not plant. There's a honeybee flying around. So the soil needed to be loosened up for planting. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to either have to tear it up again or just put a greenhouse over it and put beds over that. Either way, you can see I've got a bunch of green tomatoes here. And I've got tomatoes ripening. Some have been picked already. So these tomatoes were root bound. They, if I didn't get them in something, they were going to die. I had planned to put them in the back. I think they're being handled by smokers a little bit. I'm wondering if that's part of what's going on here. This would be like a little bit of the tobacco mosaic virus. I'm not going to save any seeds from these tomatoes. I've got pepper plants over there. Now I'm going to have to get some. You can see some duckweed growing in here. That's a good thing to grow in aquaponics. And there's some algae, unfortunately. And in this system, the water is just pouring across the top. It should be going down into the rocks, but it's really not. Lesson I learned after I designed this would have been, if I'd redone it, I'd have put the pipes underneath. But this is my first system, and I did it 14 years ago. But it works, and it's still running. It's a suboptimal system, but it works. It's worked for 14 years. And I've cleaned it out a couple times. It needs to clean out again. I really need to just replumb it. But it's a continuous flow system. It's not an ebb and flow. So the only things that can stand having the roots submerged full time, which is not good for plants, really do well in here. I've grown okra in here. I've grown, but I will plant ryegrass to try to get through the winter. I hope I'm not too late with that, because I got to have plants in here to sustain my fish. Of course, if I screw up, I can always move these fish to the aquaponics system in the greenhouse back there. In any event, I just wanted y'all to see that aquaponics. Aquaponics is where you feed the fish, and that feeds the system. In a nutshell, the fish in here emit ammonia through their skin, and their urine is primarily ammonia. And they have solid waste. The solid waste is broken down by autotrophic bacteria into minerals and ammonia, so you get a lot of ammonia. So you got two other kind of bacteria that play into this game. You got a nitrosomonas, which break the ammonia into nitrite. Now both ammonia and nitrite are bad for plants and fish, but especially for fish. But you got another class of bacteria called nitrobacters that turn the nitrite into nitrate. Well, the minerals in the nitrate are perfect for plants, and so that's what gets the plants going. That feeds the plants, guys. So you see these tomatoes, they had looked a lot prettier before the frost, I admit that, but they'll survive. See, we are even blooming. Check that out, guys. They're even blooming. So there we are, there's a bloom. So they're blooming, they'll keep making tomatoes for some time out here. You know, it won't be a great ginormous bumper crop, but I have had bumper crops growing out of this. It's just it's late. These tomatoes were somewhat damaged to start with, but they're surviving. They've even post-frost. They'll grow tomatoes. You can see some of the frost in here. That's frost. Excuse me. That's freezing, frost, whatever. But where they're closer to the water, they survive. Where they're further up, to the leaves is furthest away, they're more damaged. But yeah, it'll keep making. I just thought you might like to see that. This just shows you the resiliency of the things you can do for growing food on a small space, even in the extended months, even without a greenhouse. Because this is a bit of a microclimate, being next to the house and having water. The water makes a huge difference. Those water tanks and the water in here helps extend the microclimate and make it warmer. So just keep that in mind. And oh, by the way, I will have a video pretty soon you can check out for full running Sterling aquaponics system. You can listen to this as it sounds pretty nice. Along with my frogs in the oven. Oh, looks like I might have some ryegrass popping up on its own back there. Oh, there is some. Some of it must have survived from last year. I see a little bit coming up already. As I always plant ryegrass in there every year, so a little bit of the seed looks like they made. I see something coming up. It looks like rye. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. I'll do more videos on aquaponics talking about in the future. It's going to be a little while, but I've just had so many other things going on, and I got a mushroom house I'm working on. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Greg out.